Hello and welcome to this video. I hope today that you are well, and my intention for making this video is that you can find some relief from the past pains that you have suffered, and that you can remove some of the blocks and stagnant blocked energy within you that is holding you back in life and stopping you from finding your fuller potential and more expansion in your life, more excitement, more enjoyment, more creativity and more fun, more inner peace. This video is about a way which I've come across of healing ourselves. It's an easy way to heal ourselves. So we can do this on our own, and we can do this as well as going to other healers, other energy healers, of which there are many different varieties of energy healing now. But it's lovely that we can do this healing on ourselves as well, or before, or separately, apart from any other healings we're getting done, which is wonderful. So this isn't so much an energy healing, although everything is energy, so it is, but it's not in the typical way we consider energy healing. In my life, this has been very effective. It's even changed my dreams. Whereas dreams are associated with our subconscious mind, so doing this helps us to clear and to cleanse our energetic aura field, but also to change and heal our subconscious mind that's carrying on to different degrees and levels of fear, hurt, pain, anxiety, apprehension, anger, resentment, loneliness, all of the different types of pain and that we can experience. Okay, so I'll start now and tell you how to perform this beautiful healing on ourselves. Okay, so just take a moment to get grounded and take a breath and feel your feet on the floor and to feel your breath. Okay, so you can do this basically anywhere. I've often done it on the bus while traveling, and I've just spent like 1 minute or maybe even 2 minutes doing it, and then I let go of it, and I'm happy that I've done a little bit of like happy, pleasant healing on myself. And I can often have somebody sitting beside me, like who I'm traveling with, and they're quiet and I'm quiet, and I just start redoing this thing in my mind. And maybe I've been feeling very happy, maybe, and I do this and I re-feel some old feelings that haven't been processed and fully dealt with and expressed, allowed to release and discharge from my body. And I might feel like a tear comes to both of my eyes, or one of my eyes. I feel watery, maybe even a tear, and I'm happy with this, and I'm not resistant to this. In fact, I'm very favourable towards this because I know it's a healing thing. And a minute or two later, I'm continuing on, and it's okay, and it's back to normal, you know. I'm back to normal, and it's no big deal. It doesn't have to be viewed as a very terribly serious thing. It's a light thing. It is a light-filled healing. And my dreams went from being rather sometimes scared or running away, hiding or anxious in my dreams, afraid or fearful, to being much more, almost none of that anymore, just in the space of like 2 to maybe 3 months. And I was only doing this. It doesn't seem like a lot, it seemed like no effort, because it only takes a few moments, like a minute or 2 or 3, whatever you want. You can do it for longer if you want. And all you're doing is upsurging the blocked and suppressed pain that you never processed in your past. Maybe childhood, or maybe just yesterday or a year ago, and you allow the pain to come up. So it's really, really simple, and now I can explain to you how it's done. All you do is you get ready within yourself. I want to heal, I want to let go of things that I've been holding on to, I want to let them out, and I want to move forward in life in happiness and freedom. So you decide to remember and rethink of things that happened to you in your past that were hurtful, sad, hard on you, traumatic, terrifying, anything hurtful or painful, traumatic, anything. So you can think of anything you want. You feel, or you feel what you think, what you feel you want to think about and work with, to deal with. So for me, it was remembering some of the times when I was in school and I felt so horribly, terribly awful. I was young and I felt very, very lonely and sad. Very, very lonely and sad. And I remember, this is just one example, I remember I'd end up crying in a full room full of other boys because I just couldn't hold it in. I felt so bad, all I can say, and I just used to say to the teacher I felt sick or unwell, and he'd tell me to go outside and get some fresh air. And I just couldn't help crying and sobbing. I just felt really terrible. So I can talk about this basically feeling okay now, you know, but a few months ago, 3 or 4 months ago or before, if I had thought about this, and like really remember, put yourself in the situation of what was happening to you. Another time, I was hiding behind someone behind a door, and I was afraid and scared that they'd find me or catch me, and I wasn't really doing anything bad, but this is just the way life is sometimes. And I was a child. And then another time I was scared and afraid, and again in my childhood. So this is why I was having these dreams of I was running away from somebody in my childhood, and I was scared and afraid. So this is why my dreams were being influenced, where I was running away, being chased. I was scared, hiding and being afraid. I was being pursued. Overall, I feel much better in my waking life too. So it's not just dreams that have changed. So you can now work at healing some areas that you feel you need to work on to find relief. So remember and relive and rethink the situation in your mind. Allow yourself to feel the emotions. Be fully allowing of the emotions. There's no need to start criticizing or commenting, criticizing anybody. But this could be very good for you if you feel like it, because before we can forgive, often we're in the place where we're angry. So we want to, before we allow in the beautiful forgiveness, we want to sweep the place clean. Sweep the place clean of anger and these hard, tense, strong energies that are inside of us. So we want to let these out and discharge them. So this is why it's not necessarily perfect for everybody to do this just on the bus. You see, I felt like I didn't have a deep, strong, intense wound that I had to deal with. With these more intensities, it's much more favourable to find a quiet and safe, private place, such as our own bedroom. And this is where things like pillow work, where you punch the pillow, you squeeze the pillow, you let out your anger, no holding back. But just do so awarefully, knowing the reason why you're doing this, and it's for the purpose of healing. So you can cuss in your mind and curse like out loud. You can shout into the pillow, Or if you really feel it necessary, you can yell, shout, scream, roar in your bedroom. So just be aware of if there's anybody else in the house, and maybe it's much more appropriate or possible to do this in an empty house. You don't want to be, of course, worrying people or scaring people and shocking or traumatizing other people. So we're not trying to be destructive here. We are wanting to heal ourselves. So that's why pillows and what people call pillow work is just phenomenal. And you can punch the pillow, or you can punch your mattress or something, whatever you feel appropriate. Some people just do vigorous exercise like press-ups, push-ups, press-ups, or maybe sit-ups possibly. But you don't want to over-jerk yourself, or overstrain or hurt yourself physically. Hence, again, something very soft like a pillow or a mattress. One of the ways which the source, we are endowed with the gift of healing is the crying mechanism. Crying is soothing and so extremely therapeutic. So we can become aware of our surroundings, become centered in our environment. See what's around and in front of us. See or become aware of our body and look at it. We can do this both before and during the healing session. And remember to go back sometimes to our breathing and to feel our body and to be in our body, knowing we are revisiting the past for a lovely purpose. So none of this is bad. In fact, it's all actually incredibly good. And when we heal and clean our vibration, then everybody benefits, because our friends and our families, our children, our partners, our brothers and sisters and our neighbours and our community, our workmates or college or fellow students or college mates, every new person we meet, we greet them and meet them with more inner peace, more calm, and a friendlier, more peaceful, harmonious vibration. So it's also much easier to forgive and to kind of let go and finally get closure and healing on something after we have let out the energy that's within us and has been blocking us and stored cellularly in certain parts of the body for so long. And with this, I'm sure our body will become less acidic, because many of these negative emotions are related to acidity in the body. And so we will have more alkalinity in our body, the balance, strike more balance. And this is where our diet also is part of the body, mind, spirit, holistic equation of life. Introducing green leafy vegetables, green juices, salads, green smoothies, and ripe and fresh fruits as best as possible, especially the greens. They are alkalizing and help bring balance to us, and alkalinity is associated with more happiness and positive emotion, more peace and more friendly thinking and friendly feeling in our heart. So sometimes we have illnesses or injuries, and these illnesses especially can be related to a particular concentration or area of our body where we are storing cellular pain from the past. So if we have a traumatic experience, a lot of the fear or anger could be stored in certain places. It could be your left leg, it could be your hip, it could be around your genital regions, it could be your liver, it could be your arm, So we can have certain tension or tightness or aches or pains or discomfort in these parts of our bodies. So healing is absolutely beneficial in all areas of life and in our whole body, mind, spirit, emotional whole being too. So it's okay and very good if we want to talk to the people who were traumatizing us in the past. It's okay to talk to them in our mind's eye, or even verbally too, you know. You can talk to them, you can let out a bit of steam and anger towards them. Don't hold back, just let it all out. It's like you have a jug or a cup full of hurt and pain and trauma. You want to empty it out of you, so the more you pour out, the better. And again, you don't want to take out any of this on people. You don't want to be destructive or hurt anybody or yourself. All you want to do is discharge the energy out of you, away from you. So be happy and be non-resistant with this. And if you feel like it, you can also imagine yourself in white light, your whole body. Any particular body part you look at, envision yourself in white light or gold light. I personally like white light a lot. It's a pure colour, it's a pure energy, and when we envision and imagine anything, it has an automatic physical effect. So it's a very soothing and healing energy. So it helps clear and clean a vibration, and it helps bring soothing to this particular body part or our whole aura and body. You can imagine a whole room bathed in whiteness and cleansing the room. Similarly, we can also even imagine like moving out with our hands any dark or black energy and going outside and down into the earth for transmutation into healthy, harmonious, white energy. So again, nobody is hurt, there's no bad or mean intention towards anybody, and we're just purifying our surroundings. This isn't necessary in my experience. I've just done the healing by remembering and letting out the pain. Many times I didn't do any clearing or imagination, but we can do this if we feel like it and we resonate with it. But in my experience, it hasn't been necessary for me to have tremendously amazing positive results from this. So we can, as I was saying, we can let out steam and talk to people and tell them we hate them and that they shouldn't be doing this and we want to hurt them, and there's nothing, like, it doesn't matter, it's just a letting out. But afterwards we can know we don't really mean pain or hurt or harm on anybody, and hopefully we can move towards understanding these people who are extremely out of alignment, who helped cause us any pain or harm. They were suffering and imbalanced and hurting, maybe angry, so sad, or just thinking crazy thoughts, and they were not in tune with their higher selves. They were not in alignment with peace, love and joy. They were not enjoying life, and they were hurting. And with this understanding, we can realize and understand that is many hurtful things happened to us in our past. And there's many different things we can revisit in our past. I gave you just a few examples, but we can always remember many, many different things, whatever your heart strikes you to do. Another positive effect of being hurt in the past is we've all remembered the saying, or somebody saying, that often our most painful experiences in life were our most beneficial experience for making us grow. So, for example, some of the things that caused us greatest pain, they showed us extremely powerfully what we don't want in life, and what we don't like, and how we don't want to be. So this is an extraordinarily valuable lesson. By showing us powerfully what we don't want or like, we now know what we do want and like. So this steers us in a new direction in life. Hatred and meanness can show us that we want to be kind, compassionate, caring and loving, and this almost like brings tears to my eyes and gives me tingles on my skin now, because there is no greater thing to feel than a heart wide open with unconditional love and compassion. Compassion is the greatest thing for me associated with love. It's when you have a tender heart. I just got shivers on my back there, my shoulders and back, because this is a very powerful vibration and energy. So letting out the pain and letting out the hurt and letting out the anger and doing the crying with the intention not to hurt anybody or with our emotions, so we keep to ourselves and we cry instead first. Then we can realign ourselves with positivity, peace, happiness and alignment, and then we can take care of things, business, and talk to people if we feel still inspired after we have taken away the resentment and anger and the resistance towards them and their behaviour. Often when we take away the resistance towards someone's behaviour and we're no longer feeling like the victim and feeling indignant or upset deeply because of injustification or something being unjust, unreasonable or unfair, we take away the being offended from us. We take away being righteous or being the victim. This all happens when we stop resisting them and their behaviour. Then this is just so much more healing still, letting go of resistance, which is the biggest factor, which stops us from aligning with our higher selves. So always, it's not so important to don't resist, because resistance just springs up in us automatically from our programmed and conditioned mind, or some people could say that's the ego basically. So it doesn't matter, it's not about stopping it because it happens, but it's about seeing it after it's happened and trying to do this quickly if we can, and then letting go of the resistance. So we choose to let go of resistance and choose peace. So, because keeping resistance and indignation and angry thoughts towards people is resistance and makes us feel bad. So do we want to feel bad, or do we want to let go of resistance? I want to let go of resistance and feel good, and then you can start to open your heart again, because when you're resisting, you're very contracted vibrationally and you're closed mentally, your clarity is closed, your heart is closed, your vibration, you're contracted and closed. So this is all a wonderful thing. I invite you now to feel your feet on the floor again, or the bed or sofa or wherever you are, and to notice any quietness in your surroundings. To close your eyes if you can and want. To become aware of your body. And to take a nice, slow, long breath in through your nose and out through your nose. I invite us all now to become thankful for this information that we've been given and shared with, including myself. And if we choose to, with our free will, may we enjoy this healing tool that we've been given. Thank you for this, and may we allow source energy that we are this aspect of us to rise forth within us by letting go and clearing the blocks of pain and resistance that are in our way. Okay, that feels very good. I feel very good right now. I'm very happy with this. Feels nice. I can imagine many people smiling with me now as well. It's okay if you aren't. It's okay. Well, thank you for your time, and I wish you nothing but the best in life and many blessings to you. And be very well and enjoy life and enjoy your week. Take care. Bye for now.